You sit down at your desk, open the laptop, and tell yourself, okay, today's the day. I'm finally going to start this project. And then somehow, 2 hours later, you're watching a raccoon wash grapes on YouTube, wondering how you even got there. Sound familiar? It's almost comical how often this happens. We start with the best of intentions, determination in our chest, motivation in our veins, and then it evaporates like mist. Suddenly, you're deep in a rabbit hole of videos, memes, or reorganizing your desk drawer for the third time this week. Here's the part nobody talks about. Procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's not about not caring. In fact, most of the time, it's the opposite. You do care. You might want to do the task more than anything. But when the moment comes, your brain hijacks you, almost against your will. Why? Let's peel back the layers and break down the real reasons your brain resists and how to trick it back into motion. Your brain has one primary job: keep you alive. That means it's wired to avoid pain, danger, and uncertainty at all costs. Survival first, progress later. So when you think about starting something important, even something exciting, like writing your first book or pitching a new idea, your brain instantly scans for risk. It asks, what if I mess up? What if it's not perfect? What if people judge me? What if I fail completely? To your logical mind, those are just questions. But to your nervous system, they're red alarms. The fear of failure, embarrassment, or wasted effort lights up the same circuits as if a tiger really were lurking in the bushes. So what happens? Instead of diving in, your brain slams the brakes. It whispers, not safe. Let's stall. Let's do anything else. And suddenly, watching a raccoon rinse grapes feels like the most rational decision in the world. Here's where things get sneaky. The brain is addicted to quick wins. Every little ping of dopamine from scrolling TikTok, checking your phone, grabbing a snack, it's like candy for your reward system. Compare that to starting a big project. The reward is vague, far away, and uncertain. Write a book today, and maybe months from now you'll feel proud. Launch a business, and maybe years from now it'll succeed. Your brain doesn't like those odds, so it does the math. Why suffer through something uncertain when I can feel good instantly? That's how you end up reorganizing your email inbox instead of drafting the proposal, or spending an hour researching best pens for productivity instead of actually writing. The brain knows it's not the important thing, but hey, at least it feels good right now. Ever notice how just thinking about the task feels heavier than the task itself? That's because we don't imagine the first step. We imagine the entire mountain, every chapter that needs to be written, every obstacle that could appear, every possible mistake waiting to trip us up. The mind confuses planning with doing. It replays every scenario in full technicolor, over and over, until you're drained before you even start. The result? Paralysis. You're frozen, trapped in a loop of what-ifs. And here's the cruel twist. The longer you wait, the bigger and scarier the mountain looks. What was once a small hill has now grown into Everest in your mind. Ironically, procrastination often strikes hardest in people who care the most. You don't put things off because you don't care. You put them off because you care so deeply that the thought of messing it up is unbearable. You want the project to be good, maybe even flawless. You can already picture the polished version in your mind, the book that inspires people, the video that goes viral, the presentation that wins everyone over. But then reality intrudes. The gap between your vision and your first messy draft feels unbearable. Your brain whispers, not yet. Wait until you're more ready. Tomorrow, maybe. But tomorrow never comes. And so the dream remains stuck in your head, perfect in imagination, but unfinished in reality. So how do you escape this cycle? The trick isn't waiting until you feel ready. Spoiler, you won't. And it's not waiting for the magical lightning bolt of inspiration either. The way out is much smaller, almost embarrassingly so. You shrink the task until it's impossible to fail. Instead of write the book, it becomes open a document and write one bad sentence. Instead of launch the business, it becomes buy the domain name. Instead of organize the house, it becomes put away one cup from the sink. Tiny steps don't scare the brain. They fly under the radar of the threat detector. And here's the magic. Small wins build momentum. That momentum creates confidence, and confidence dissolves procrastination. Action, no matter how tiny, is the only antidote. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling into another YouTube raccoon marathon, remember, you don't need to conquer the whole mountain today. You just need to take the smallest, safest step forward. Because once you start rolling, momentum will carry you further than motivation ever could. So here's the truth. Procrastination isn't a flaw in who you are. It's not laziness, and it's not a lack of ambition. It's your brain doing exactly what it was built to do: protect you. The problem is, it sometimes protects you from the very things that would move your life forward. But once you understand the traps, the threat detector, the lure of quick rewards, the overthinking loop, the perfectionist's whisper, you also see the way out. It's not about winning some massive battle in your head. It's about starting small, almost laughably small. Because every big achievement you've ever admired, every book written, every business built, every dream realized, started the same way, with one shaky, imperfect first step. And here's the magic. Action doesn't wait for motivation. Action creates motivation. The more you move, the easier it becomes to keep moving. So next time you sit down at your desk, remember this. You don't have to climb the whole mountain today. You just have to take one step. The rest will follow. Momentum beats procrastination every time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.